and welcome into the Desert Vibe. This is a podcast about music in Arizona, music in the Valley, Tucson, Yuma, go up the other way, Flagstaff, and we're in the thick right now of festival season here. We're recording this show on March the 5th, and it is just wild what's happening all across the state. I'm Glenn Gardner.
I'm Walt Richardson.
I'm Jamie Ray.
And again, this is the vibe.
Vibes.
This is the vibe right here.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
So the three folks on the screen right now have all actually put on festivals, have organized festivals, put them on. In the case of Walt and myself, they've been extremely successful. And then there's Jamie Ray, who can talk about, how you deal with extreme failure and rejection at many different levels.
How to get rejected from a festival or something.
Yeah.
Walk away with pride.
And walk away with pride. Knowing that next year we're going to get it, guys. We're going to get it next year.
But we've all put together festivals, and we've all been to already, and we're kind of like in the middle of festival season right now. Yeah. But we've all been to several festivals, and we brought the Desert Vibe cameras down to the Glendale Folk and Heritage Festival, which just happened as we're recording this a few days ago. And we'll be showing you some video from down there, but just also talking some about how these things happen and why they're so important. And I have to say, of all the musical stuff that I do, when you go to a great festival, it is just a wonderful, wonderful experience to experience the community live and with a lot of people and a lot of sharing. So, so having said that, just remind folks out there that when you put one of these together, and let's say you're the promoter, quote unquote, whether it's a for-profit thing or a not-for-profit thing, the person promoting it or the people promoting it are the last people to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
If they do at all.
If they do.
And their take is usually the last 50 people through the door.
Yeah.
And if those 50 people don't show up, you're pretty much left holding your butt in your hands. And just
if only 50 people show up.
Right. Then you're holding your butt and a lot of other butts in your hands too. You're pretty much done in the business at that point.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, maybe start with you, Walt. What do you think goes into putting a great festival together in your experience? I know your experience goes way back to to putting the big festivals in Tempe together. Actually, you started what's grown now into some pretty huge things.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, you have to be out of your mind. That's the first requirement. And once you get adjusted to being out of your mind, I remember when I started the first festival that I ever did. It was the Winter Sun Music Festival, and I went to people who were already have years of festival creating under their belt, and I've played for a lot of those festivals and events. When I sat down to have coffee with them, their first question to me was, "Why in the world do you want to do this? You must be out of your mind." And I will tell you, the first one that I did, it was because I needed something to do that was distracting me from having moved out of the end of a relationship. And so
that'll do it.
She,
That'll do it.
yeah, we had been hanging out for a little while, and and not naming any names or anything, because that's not the point of it. But I was I needed to do something to just get my mind out of thinking about what it is I did wrong, or what it is she did wrong, or la 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 la, and I get out of that. So I create a festival. And I will say to people that there's a lot of ways to go through the dissolution of a relationship, starting a festival, let that be way, way down on the list. Don't let it be the first thing. I think a
Nobody's
trip
going
to
to ever
Hawaii,
want to hang around with you
a,
again.
tri- a, a trip
Really.
to
You don't have to worry
Hawaii
about
might
any relationships after that.
go to the
You're
Grand
done.
Canyon, go
You're
to a
done.
festival. Yeah. But the bigger picture was I wanted to do something that had an impact on the community. So I had this idea about arts for the healing of humanity. That through big events you could raise money to uh, keep certain charities' doors open, keep their supplies coming to them, their money for envelopes and pencils and pens and things of this nature. And it eventually grew when I teamed up with some other people, or they asked me to be aboard with an idea they had that was similar to mine, and we were all friends. It grew into the McDowell Mountain Music Festival, and they kept the same premise of the fact that proceeds would be going to something to benefit the community in a lot of ways. So that's one of the reasons why I went into it. And then the other part of it is I enjoyed so much music. I wanted to see a lot of these people that were my favorite musicians and people who I enjoyed all gathering for an event happening on the same stage for a period of an entire day or a period of 2 days or this kind of thing. So I was bringing folks in from different parts of the state here in Arizona, and it was a lot of fun, but I will tell you, it was a lot of work, and you I wouldn't have been able to do it if there weren't some people who I shared the idea with that said, we want to help you. And we formed a little committee, and from that committee, we started, we just went out there in the field and just started putting it together. And then you get on the learning curve of how to do this. And I think putting festivals together is almost like being a parent. There's no real roadmap per se, but you have to always pay attention to uh, every little detail. And then after you have your first child, which is your first festival, you have an idea how to manage the second child, and you keep going. And when you get down to about the fourth or fifth time you've done this, there's always that kid that just breaks the rules of everything, and that comes along, and all of your know-how from the last few festivals goes out the window, and now you're dealing with things like inclement weather and acts of God, and you really want to shoot the whole event like you want to shoot the kid or shoot yourself or all three.
Porta potties
Oh,
alone, porta
porta
potties
potties.
alone can be a
Oh,
whole.
oh, oh,
You
And
have
that's
we,
no idea.
that's an
we,
important thing that
yeah,
first timers, I'm not
okay,
going to say names,
yeah,
forgot about.
oh, yeah. Hey,
Didn't think about because I had an office.
yeah, and let me tell you, when you get into acts of nature, you think weather, but
Oh yeah.
you forget swarms of bees.
Yeah.
Okay, you forget things
Right,
like that,
right.
or you forget that the fact that oh, this year the summer's going to start 2 months earlier than last year, and now you're in triple digit weather on your opening day. And
Yep.
you have just a big open field that everybody's supposed to stand out in, and
Yep.
Or you come from Arizona and you're in a different state where you're not used to weather and the tornado siren goes
oh
off
yeah,
and
oh
you're
yeah.
going, "What is that?"
Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
That means run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of things. But,
Anti-M,
at,
anti-M.
at the end of the day, if you've survived and managed all of that and you still have some sanity and some love for humanity and love for yourself and all that kind of good stuff,
Mhm.
um, the feedback that you get from the community is always better than from what you see from the driver's seat.
Yeah,
They come back and they want to know when it's going to happen again and all of that. And you're looking at them like, I am never going to do this again.
I'm done.
Well, I'm done.
Until next year when you
Until
want to do
next,
it again.
well, and some of these events take an entire year to
They
put
do.
together
Oh,
in the
heck yeah.
first place.
They do.
You,
Yeah.
that is the main thing I would say to anybody who's starting this out. Give yourself a lead time of about a year. Don't
Yeah,
think 6 months or 3 months is going to be enough.
it's
It,
not.
anything out there, when you look at what they do, there's somebody that's starting it already in the notebooks, making the phone calls and everything a year in advance, easy, if not a couple of years.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
so, but once it snowballs, once it starts rolling, there's parts that start taking care of themselves.
Yep.
When in terms of like vendors and bands that want to come back and play and be a part, vendors that want to come back and be a part of it, and the people that want to come back and see the event
Yeah.
again, uh, it starts to snowball like that. And so
Well, I think that's when you find out too, once you have one, when you get that kind of feedback and you get people, oh, I want to do this, I want to do, then you know, well, we're doing
yeah,
it again
yeah,
because it was a success.
yeah.
Like Glenn said, I haven't had that happen, but no.
No.
What was the event that you put together that didn't happen?
No, I did. I'm Glenn's lying. He's full of it. There was just a
Uh,
tornado and we had to start over
Oh, was that back in the
next week.
Midwest?
yeah,
I
Yeah,
that's
didn't.
yeah,
Okay.
well.
yeah.
Before we get to Jamie Ray, I'll tell you what. Let's travel
Did I
back.
answer your question? Did I answer your question, Glenn?
No.
No. Okay. Good.
You never
Let's
knew.
let's go out to Glendale.
Okay.
Some good
Yeah.
friends of all of ours. The Humanjones review. They knocked it out of the ballpark there. And when Walt talks about, you and this is not an event I organized. I participated, but when the big pleasure for me always came sitting side of stage or in front of the
Yeah.
stage and watching things like this.
Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran cielito lindo los corazones. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran cielito lindo los corazones de la sierra morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando, de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, le están robando. De la sierra morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando, de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, le están robando. Ay, 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 ay.
Wow, that was amazing, wasn't it?
Awesome. I mean, you can't even, you had to
Yeah.
be there. You had to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got footage of all these things because that was really good.
And I'm glad I
Right.
played it early on because once you start talking, I know
That
that we get short for time.
that who, me
No,
or
no, no, no,
both of
no.
us?
You're concise and but so Jamie Ray, other than tornadoes and whatnot,
But going back to the clip we just saw, that was Brian
yeah, Brian
Fishkin.
Fishkin,
He's an amazing
his daughter
guitarist.
Z,
Yeah.
and Gail
Yeah.
Paul on the
Yeah.
flute, and
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
yeah.
Awesome. 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 What were you
So
getting ready to say?
So Jamie Ray, same same question. What sticks out in your mind as far as and for those of you that don't know, Jamie Ray actually ran a large venue in a very horrible place. It was Missouri, wasn't it, or somewhere Deliverance, something like that.
Misery loves company.
Um, uh, but you've put on a number of these things, and what sticks out in your mind is as being really memorable, and as Walt was alluding to, what are some of the challenges that you face in, and yours was about profit, right? I mean, that was your job.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It was my job. Um, yeah, they were a lot of fun for one. They were a lot of fun. But going into the first one, um, I'd already been in the music business for years as a performer. So of course I thought I knew everything. But that is when I really learned about, and I've said this before, there are so many people behind the scenes that never get thanked, you never hear about. There's cleanup crews. You said porta potties. That's one of the things I didn't even think about. I had an office. I had an amphitheater and I had an office to go to. I didn't think, oh, these other people need to use the restroom. There's little things you have to really, it's not just about the artists and the stage. There's so many things. And then there's those artists that come that, not necessarily they want it, but to get people to come to your festival, you got to coordinate with radio so you can get them on the radio a couple days before the festival and things like that. I found out the hard way how much work it really was. It's much easier to just jump on stage and play your guitar and sing and say goodbye and walk off. But being at
Well, and you forgot the other part, and get handed money
yeah, well,
and walk off.
and walk off. Yeah. And they can be a huge success. And even if people show up, it can be a failure. I had one, nothing I could do about this. There was nothing absolutely, my hands were just tied on this. Where my venue was, where I had these shows, there was one way in and one way out. So the biggest show we had, ZZ Top headlined it. People missed the show because they didn't leave in time. They didn't know that it was going to take an hour to get down Highway H. And that was, to me, that was a failure because I had so many people upset that were knocking on my window at the amphitheater. Well, we missed the whole show and we missed it. Well, I can't do anything about that if you don't leave in time. But I felt that was my fault too because I didn't put that in advertisement. I gave the address, but I didn't say, I just felt like I could have given more information about how to get to the venue and what the time it was going to take you to get there and things like that.
Jamie, how many years did you put that festival on?
I was there total in charge 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what were those years? You remember?
2009. Well, 2009 is when it started, but like you said, it took a year. So the first one wasn't until 2010. So 10, 11, and 12.
And what was the name of the event?
The amphitheater was actually the Black Oak Mountain Amphitheater.
Oh, cool.
And it was a different every year. It was all country artists. So it wasn't a specific, it wasn't like Country Thunder and it had the same name every year. Right. It was just a different type of event.
I see.
Yeah,
and
every
so
year.
Who were some of the bands that you brought on board?
Oh, I had ZZ Top, I had Pat Benatar,
Oh, wow, cool.
Leon Russell, George Jones,
Wow.
Foreigner, REO Speedwagon, BB King, Buddy Guy, Miss Blues.
What about Walt Richardson?
No, I didn't know. Walt Richardson blew me off. I even had Steve Martin. Steve Martin was there, and he even played.
He's a great banjo player, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yes.
so good,
He can
so
rip
good,
it up.
so good.
Yeah.
So, one of my friends though, who actually really who was the brain behind all of it, is John McEwen from Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Oh,
So he was the man that got me involved, and it was a lot of fun.
The drummer of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band was my drummer for a while here in Arizona.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, Merle Berganti.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Really
Great guys.
Great
Guys. Poco I
band.
had.
Oh,
Poco was one of them. I could go on. There were so many. It was a lot of fun. I even had that comedian, can't think of his name, one of the Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh.
He was even there.
So when you did these shows, these were um, a yearly event, or so
Yeah.
you had a lineup of about
Yeah.
10,
Branson
15.
was seasonal, very seasonal.
Okay.
And it was always like May through September because
Right.
the winter months were just bad.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned earlier, we did have weather through those months too a little bit. There was some tornado warnings and
Yeah.
I learned that real quick too, because when I first moved there, Coming from Arizona, you don't have weather maps and satellite maps on your phone for weather here.
Yeah.
I went there and that's all everybody concentrated on. And I
Yeah.
was like, why do you care about the weather
Yeah.
so
Because it can
much?
change so quick.
And it did. And
Did you ever?
people would see lightning in the sky and then it's empty. It's like
Yeah.
everybody's gone.
So, let me ask, did you ever play on those stages?
Oh yeah, I opened, well, that was the that was the most fun about being in charge because when I didn't have a local band, guess who opened? Guess
Right?
who opened for all these artists? Yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
name of your band there?
I was just Jamie Ray. I was just Jamie Ray.
Yeah.
It was just me. I had a band, but um the band that like on my album and everything is out of Montreal, so
Yeah.
unfortunately they couldn't travel back and forth as much. So I used some just local musicians at the time when I needed a band.
Okay, so this is a marketing thing, and when you said this, when I asked you that question about the name of your band, and you said this, I thought, you should use your name in front of your band, The Blindsiders.
I have been lately. I
Good,
have been. I
good.
say Jamie Ray and the
I think
Blindsiders.
you should
That's
actually use my name in front of your band.
well, if
Well,
it
I
would
don't want
be,
to be a geriatric
you
band.
know
I
what I
want to
mean?
be
And the other side of it, it would be Glenn and the Blind.
Leading the
Glenn
blind.
leading the blind with
Glenn,
depends.
Glenn Gardner and the Blind.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's for a minute. Let's head back to the Glendale
Okay.
Festival over the weekend and give a listen to this. This was a pretty really cool thing, and this is the thing about these festivals. You always see something you didn't necessarily expect to see.
Okay.
And one of the stages that I was actually emceeing down there had the Phoenix Ukulele Group
Hmm.
performing. So this is maybe 30 people on stage at the same time,
Oh my gosh.
all playing, depending on where you're from, ukulele or ukulele. And it was just one of those really kind of cool things that you're only going to generally see at some kind of a festival setting. So here we go over to the Glendale Folk and Heritage Festival for the Phoenix Ukulele Group.
Under the boardwalk, 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 boardwalk. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby is where I wanna be. On a blanket with my baby is where I wanna be. On a blanket with my baby is where I wanna be.
Thank you. We are the Phoenix Ukulele Group. I have some stickers for you after this. And our next song is going to be Son of a Sailor. If you guys know the words, please join me.
Sing along or sail along with us. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. As the son of a sailor, I went out on the sea for adventure, expanding the view of the captain and crew like a man was released from redemption. Has a dream of a traveling man. I have talked and made a read dozens of books about heroes and crooks, and I've learned much from both of their styles. Son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a gun, load the last gun, was the head of the jailer. Now I'm laying down the air, southeast of disorder. You can shake the hand of the man, Trinidad, island of the spices. Salt for your meat and cinnamon sweet, and rub is for all your devices. All that she did is we gone right on the wind, down our forefathers harnessed before us.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it? Just all these little
I can't believe I
things
missed that.
making all kinds of interesting sounds.
I
Might
love
make
that.
a thought that comes into my head is, can you imagine the green room with all those cases laying everywhere?
Little,
Must be
all these.
tiny,
It
you know.
was, I'm not even gonna
And
say.
it's funny.
I'm
I
not
don't know if
even
you
gonna
I don't know
say
if you I don't know if you noticed there, but they had a bass player with them, right? And the bass player is even playing a little. It's a little ukulele bass. It's like this. It's
That's so
like
cool.
a little tiny deal. But that's the kind of thing that that you're going to
What
catch
was
at a
What
festival,
was the
which
actual
is
name of that stage that they were on?
dynamite. There, it was the maintenance shed
Maintenance
stage.
shed stage.
So they used to actually the grounds where they have the Glendale thing it's really neat for a festival. It's Saguaro Ranch Park, which is kind of next to the main library out there in Glendale, like on
Yeah.
59th and Peoria,
Right.
right out there. And it actually was a working farm back in the day. That area was the farm's maintenance shed, and they got a stage there. And then they've got the fruit packing stage, which was where they would actually pack fruit. This building that was a fruit packing building, and all these other areas out there were part of this working farm, and they've preserved it and turned it into a park. And it's a beautiful place for a
it's
festival. But that
gorgeous.
stage was the maintenance shed stage.
Now you played out there. I mean, you and Eric Ramsey played out there, and I thought I saw a picture or a screenshot of the two of you sitting there. Just out there, and a wall of a building behind you. Just
That stage is actually called the Crossroads stage, and
okay.
it's where there's crossroads.
Okay.
But that stage is right. That wall you saw was actually right next to the that fruit packing
Oh, okay.
building.
Okay. I thought it was called Up Against the Wall in the Meantime stage.
I thought you were going
Two
to say
guys,
something else, and I
two
was
guys,
getting ready
two
to
guys
hit that
sitting,
mute button.
two
Up
guys
against the
sitting here,
wall.
two guys sitting here with guitar and one that needs a pair of long pants.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
going back to the festival, there were actually 7 stages, and they weren't that far apart from each other.
No,
I mean,
no.
you couldn't hear, it didn't interrupt the other stages, but it was easy to get to all of them if you wanted to go, see other acts. And
But they didn't have PA systems on them.
They did.
yeah,
They
Every
did.
stage had
every
PA.
stage had a PA.
How come I didn't? How
I
come I
didn't
didn't?
need it when I was emceeing because I'm
Well,
loud, but
for some reason I didn't really
yeah, they do.
notice. Okay, that.
Yep.
Yeah, every stage had a sound person, and
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
it was really cool. I
okay.
can't wait to go next year. I already blocked the calendar.
Awesome.
Excited.
It's always, it's usually, I think it's always the first weekend
Yeah,
in March, I do believe.
yeah.
But very interesting hearing about, Waltz and J. Mary's. But now we're going to get to the really important stuff when I get to tell you about, some of the festivals that
Well, didn't you? Don't you have to go?
I've
I think
ruined.
our
Yeah, I
time's
do.
up.
I do.
I gotta,
I do. Ooh, yeah, I gotta go.
well, I would
Anywhere,
suggest you
anywhere.
guys go grab a cup of coffee, settle in, because here we, here we go. The largest festival that I ever produced was Taste of Madison in Madison, Wisconsin. Labor Day, Labor Day every year, but 250,000 people over 2 days. It is a
Wow.
massive deal, and it's right around the state capitol where Walt has been there. But as opposed to playing on one of these big stages, they gave Walt a pool table and told him put a couple of planks across it, and he ended up playing down there while these big bands were playing, outside the
Is
state
that
capitol and
seriously where he
whatnot.
did that? Is that really what
Yes,
happened?
that was in
That's where it
Madison.
happened?
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
That is a true story about Walter playing on a pool table.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
realize that's where it was.
Is he
but
finished?
no, I haven't even started yet, Walt.
He's
Oh,
waiting for you.
Yeah.
let me.
He's talking
Um,
about you. You better stay.
no, this is good. I like when he leaves, and I'm on him. But so when you're producing something that large, there's a whole other there's just a whole other series of things that come into play. And something actually that we haven't talked about that comes into play really in every festival. We talked about porta potties, and that's, believe it or not, that is a thing. And if you don't have that handled correctly, it is not good on so many different levels. I can't even start. But the other thing is security.
Yeah.
Security is a huge deal, and at an event like Taste of Madison, 250,000 people, it's a really huge deal. And you know, and it's a huge deal on a couple of different levels. One is you obviously need professional security in an event like that, and generally what you end up doing is, and I bet you guys have done this too, is you either you contract with a police force in the locality. Usually, many times it's the sheriff's department, and you hire off-duty officers, because one of the things at a festival that can really get ugly in a hurry is security that is not properly trained. And you give a dude a shirt that says security on it, all of a sudden they think they're a cop.
Well, are we living in times like that right now?
Yeah, right. And you've got to remind these folks, your security, your people, your job is not to be a cop. Your job is to make sure that these people are having a good time. If something is happening that is getting in the way of someone having a good time, you don't go and arrest them. You don't push them. You don't confront them.
No.
Your job is to go get a cop. You know, because as soon as you give someone a shirt that says security on it, oh boy. I mean, they think that they're like Barney Fife. Can I put the bullet in the gun now, Barney?
All of a sudden, there's a peacock chest.
So security is huge, and if it's not done right,
Yep.
things can spin out of control in a hurry. So
Yeah, you don't want word of mouth getting out there.
no,
How
I
your
mean not
event
at all,
was,
and it's expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a huge expense item on any event. So having that handled, and particularly if you're doing, and I've done a fair amount of this, heavier stuff like like Rob Zombie or Mudvayne or Metallica or whatever. You also actually need barricades. And I don't know if you ran into this at the center in Missouri where you were at, Jamie Ray, but having barricades up and having security in front of the barricades is, I mean, it's a whole different ballgame, and it's something generally a lot of people I think wouldn't think about.
Yeah.
But it becomes really important, and how you handle, crowd surfers, and how you handle people that are just, let's say, at a seated event like like you were doing in Missouri. How do you handle people that just rush the stage and things like that?
Oh, people still try to do it when they're seated too, especially in the Midwest. That's a bunch of hillbillies back there. They like their beer and they want to rush the stage just like it was their
Well,
level.
that there's another thing that you just brought in, Jamie Ray, which is alcohol.
Yep.
As soon as you
Did
introduce
Jamie Ray bring some
alcohol,
alcohol in here?
Bailey's and coffee right here.
Bailey's and
right there, out of that blindsiders mug.
Okay.
But when you introduce alcohol,
$29.95.
everything changes.
Yeah.
Insurance changes,
I was going to say
security
that insurance
changes,
insurance is the big one right there.
Yeah.
That can end
everything
your idea
changes.
right as you put it on paper, and they say, "Oh yeah, this venue requires this much insurance,"
Yeah.
and now you say, "Ooh, maybe I'll come back in 2 years."
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
I remember, and this is going back a ways, that when we were doing stuff, let's say like on city property in Madison, like that Taste of Madison thing, we had to take out insurance and in effect insure the city
whoa,
at a minimum of $3 million
oh,
each stage, or they would not give us access to
wait a minute,
the
did you say
ground
3 million per stage?
per
First
stage.
stage.
And this is going back a ways. I can't even imagine what the hell it is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, because you're old.
Jesus, hang on. What does that make Walt?
Older,
Ancient.
Jeez.
older.
Well, having said that,
Historical.
Okay, I have an idea.
yeah,
Let's create a festival.
I've already got it planned.
The desert vibes.
I've already got it planned, Walt. I keep telling you, I've got it written out. We just got to do it. Got
Well,
it written out.
okay, let's see what you have written out.
Or
And
I'll give
and
it. I got the
and
plan
see
for you and Glenn. I've already got it ready to show you.
and just like this podcast, which is something we said, we just want to do something simple. We don't put a lot of work behind it. We're retired from radio and all of that. And boom, boom, boom. And then we're putting all
That's
this
because
work
you
on it.
asked me on board. You should have left me out of it. You'd still be retired.
Well, we had you on to do the work component of it.
That's what I mean.
well, before this deteriorates any further, and we're 3/4 of the way there, I would say, to total deterioration at this point.
Glenn, I want to ask you a question first
Yeah,
about the festival you did.
yeah.
Because I know I bring this up a few times, but it's important to me because I didn't realize it. Now, if you did this, that was over 200,000 people, you're telling me. That's huge. Bigger than Country Thunder out here in Florence. Now, you've got a cleanup crew that you got to come in and clean the city. Did you have to do that? Or since it was on city premises,
We
you
had
had
a
to take care of that?
we had to do that,
That's a
and
whole nother
Ooh,
expense and a
yeah,
lot of people.
yeah, and there was also a clock on that because it
Yeah.
was on city property, and actually these stages ringed. I know you've been up there, Walt, so you know these
yep,
stages ringed the state capitol. There were
yep.
4 wings on the state capitol, and each
Wow.
stage was on a portico of like the state capitol, and so not only did you have to clean it, you really had to clean it
Right.
because
Because it's
Clean,
city.
clean,
the
man.
governor's going to walk in there the next day and go, oh,
Clean means clean, not clean
yeah. I
water.
mean, like not
Yeah.
like Walter clean.
Oh
I
no,
mean, like
dude,
like
you haven't seen Walter clean yet. You have no idea. It's boot camp over here, bro. Walter
so that I
clean
mean,
means you got to
literally,
get
there
something
was an
together.
army that came
Oh,
in
I'm
there
sure.
after this event
Yeah.
and really, really, really clean. And it's a every little thing that you think is a little thing is not a little thing
Right.
from an expense standpoint and from a logistics standpoint.
Yeah.
Because it's not just picking up the garbage, then it's, well, where do you put it after you pick it up? So then you
Exactly.
got to have dumpsters down there. And, on and on this stuff goes.
Yep.
But that's just part of not just a large event, but I'm sure when these folks finished up in Glendale on Sunday night, that is that park has to be left in the condition generally that it was found in,
Yeah,
Yeah.
better, if not
or
Right.
better.
better, yeah, or better, and that's a huge aspect of it. But let's go back to Glendale for a minute because here's two people that many of us know, and actually these two people help us out with this podcast all the time. We're just talking about them before we started recording today. Emma and James Mattison, they are two musicians. They are married, and they're also really, really good at social media and social media marketing and what makes a show like this actually turn on the back end. And they've been doing a lot to help us get this show out, and we are very, very grateful.
Very grateful.
But Glendale, I think, was the first big festival that they actually played.
Yeah.
And I caught up with them down there. They were trying to run from me, but
They were.
but because they thought I was going to ask them for
I
money or
think
so, to
I
do
think
something.
the other thing about these folks and a lot of the music scene here, or a part of the music scene here, is the support that you get when you're stepping into it. It's something new to you. They're both performers on stage. They've done stage, but as far as musical performance is concerned, they're still cutting their teeth into what goes into getting through all of the variables and factors that come up when you're doing a live performance. And they've come a long way from the first time they stepped up on stage
They really have.
at the open mic night. And I
Actually,
always feel
they
like,
got their start with you, Walter, right,
yeah,
at TCA.
at TCA,
Yeah.
and they've grown very well. They're honing the right things in
They are.
to be successful.
You know why it is, because she got the right microphone.
Yeah, she saw Jamie
Jamie Ray with
Ray's
that.
microphone, which looks like something that came out of the Broadcasting Museum of
It did. It
ancient
did.
history.
They're still looking for that mic, and I keep telling them I don't know where it is. I know who has it. Jamie. Yeah, Jamie Ray.
It's bigger than Walter's head. I mean, it's
And
it's
it's
like
heavy.
this. It's
Yeah,
like so
heavy.
big.
Mm-hmm.
But
You can't
anyway,
even see Jamie Ray's face when she's singing into it.
it's
because it's so
huge.
big.
It's huge.
That's
Maybe
why I
that's
have it. Let's see this clip. I
All right.
missed them
So
because
so
that's
I-
what
it's
I'm
this
seeing.
is this is not them playing. This is them just talking about
Oh,
their
okay.
experience
Okay.
playing the first time, at the festival. So here's Emma and James
Right.
right there.
Anybody
Well,
that's
look who
sticking
we have
around
here.
After this last.
Oh,
after
so
this
how is your
last act,
first,
we wanna have everybody, if you could, take
Glendale
your
Folk
chairs
and Heritage
stack them
Festival?
on right outside
Better
the
than we could
cement
even have
there. They have a
imagined.
little
Yes,
machine that
it was
comes
an
and picks
excellent
them up, but they
experience,
need
and
to
we
be
played
stacked.
right here on the
So
maintenance
after
shed.
these guys get done, appreciate
Fun
that. Thank
day,
you.
fun day.
There used to actually be a shed here, but
Really?
yeah,
So they covered it up and
now not so much.
put the tents.
Yeah.
Yes.
And were you happy with your set?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went great after getting back into the flow of things after
Now-
being out.
Tell us about the swag there.
This swag here.
Yes.
This is a women's crop tee featuring the Desert Vibe logo. And this is a unisex cotton, 100% cotton, I believe. Desert Vibe. Watch the podcast if you don't already. It is excellent community.
And now what about
A little
Right.
extra swag here.
This is a Desert Vibe pencil skirt. All over print design. Extremely breathable, very comfortable. It was 93 and it felt fine.
Yes.
and it can be
Designed by
yours,
her.
right?
It can be yours at the desertvibepodcast.com. The shirts, the swag, check it out.
See, aren't they cute? Like
I
cuter
love
than a
her.
bug's ear.
She's so
Cuter than a
adorable.
bug's ear.
I ran into them right before we were leaving. I had to MC, so I missed their performance. I'm glad you got a clip of them talking and about it and everything.
But this
she's
is
adorable.
and you
Yeah.
can see also if you looked carefully, you will see the brand new Desert Vibe T-shirt
And skirt.
Emma, as you saw there, was wearing the Desert Vibe skirt,
Adorable.
which I will be wearing on the next podcast.
Yeah. Please.
You
and I
won't
hope-
be able to get that skirt on your
and
leg.
I hope you're seated in the same seat. So
My
we
mother,
can't see
my
it.
mo- my mother taught me how to sit. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm okay with.
She's
My-
about
my-
she's
my
about
co-
this big. You
my
won't be able to
comment-
fit into that.
My comment about the two of them is they're married.
My comment is they are so adorable and I love them to death. And
Yeah.
they really have come so far. They sound so
They
good. They're
really do.
meshing more together and
And
getting the vibe.
they're writing some
So
really good
Yes,
stuff.
yeah, they
they
are.
are.
So yesterday at the meeting, we're sitting there at the coffee shop, and just so
I just
what
want to tell the people out there that you guys leave me out of all the meetings because I live so far. So this is all new to me
But we
because
talk about you a lot.
I
yeah.
know that's why you do it. I know.
You want to repeat that so in case anybody missed it, they can know exactly what we're doing here and everything. We get that straight and on the record. It's because she
Oh,
lives so far away, and we appreciate that factor.
Yeah.
Well,
I live where the real music is.
Hey,
yeah, in
they're
the middle of
building new
nowhere.
houses even further out, Jamie Ray, and
That's
I
where
would
I'm going.
suggest,
I am
Yeah.
going
go out to
further out.
Gold Canyon, get the,
I'm going even further than that. So what happened yesterday, Walt?
We're at the longer coffee table, and James says to us, "Hey, why don't Emma sit between you two on that side of the table because you're all using your computers, and
yep.
because I don't need to be in this, okay?" So we're doing that, and and Emma is just going on this and this and this and this and and she's looking at me at my computer screen, and she looks over at Glenn's computer screen. You have this up over here. Okay, you have this up over here. Now I want you to look at the icon on the da 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 da. And after a while, when she look at my screen, okay, that's right. And so she look away, and I started saying, "Teacher, do I have this on the right?" "Yes, you do." And everything. I looked across the table. James is sitting there like this. He's just, he goes, "Now you know what I do."
That's exactly.
Love it.
Now he-
He
See,
didn't say another word. That
now
was
I
it.
know.
I don't, other than goodbye, I'm not sure that I heard him say
he
anything.
didn't say anything.
Now I know why James and Jeremy get along so well.
Ooh.
When we're all together, James and Jeremy are over there talking and doing their own thing, and Emma and I have things going on. We're
But Walt,
busy.
you left out the most important part. As soon as we were going to get started, and they were already in there, and I walked in exactly on time at 1:30 exactly, and they were sitting there, and we were trying to figure out the seating arrangement. And Emma says to me, Emma's sitting, she's sitting at this long table, and Walter is on the left, and there's a seat between them, and Emma is on the right, and Emma points at the seat and says, "Glenn, why don't you sit there?" And what did I say, Walt?
I can't remember. What did you say?
I wasn't
I don't
there.
want to sit next to him.
I wasn't
Oh,
there,
yes,
and I
right.
know what
Yes,
you
yes,
said.
that's what yeah, because he would have been
She's
sitting next
pointing
to
at
me.
the.
He goes,
I don't sit.
wanna
I don't want to sit.
sit next to
No,
Walt."
I don't want to sit next to him. So she got up and moved
Yeah.
between us, and
Is
I.
that
I
why
took
we
the.
do this via Zoom? Because you
I
don't
took
want to be
the end
near
cap.
Walt?
Right. Yeah.
See? I knew you were an in-cap kind of guy. I saw you at the store.
I like the end cap. I
I
like
saw
the
the
end cap.
men's. I saw the men's depends
I
on the
like to
end
be
cap,
able to,
and I know I should have taken a picture. I know it was you.
at a moment's
When
notice,
you
I
gotta go,
like
you
to
gotta
be.
go.
Yeah, and I don't like
Hey,
sitting with my back to the door.
okay, here's the thing.
Hey,
Last night, do you remember this when Scott got up to play? Oh, I shouldn't have said his name. Um,
That
they
guy,
that guy.
there's a lot
He
of people named that.
yeah.
Scott.
So there are a lot of Scots.
Scott's, Scottsdale.
So we're what? We're better than halfway in the show.
Yeah.
He's been there since the beginning. Sign up. It's his turn to go on stage. We have had a nice momentum of the show and everything. Raven and I are standing there going, "Where is he?" I
Oh
said to Raven,
yes,
"Where is he?" He
yes,
says, "He
yes.
went to the bathroom." I said, "He went to the bathroom." Now the stage is outside. The bathrooms are way inside. This guy, we don't see him on the horizon at all. So where did he go? And it's like, I can't believe this. The show's been running. Our back is to the audience. and so they don't hear us, but they see us standing in front of the stage. Our arms are folded. I'm saying, I can't believe this. He could have all this time to go to the restroom and everything. But in the back of my mind, I say, yeah, he's over 50. I know how these things can kind of creep up, kind of things. But he still had all night up here, right? So he finally comes. He's coming over the hill of the horizon, coming back to the stage.
He was running.
He was running.
He was running.
Because he knew, he could see our faces and our arms are folded.
That, and by the way, we talk often. There's good Walter, and there's bad Walter. There's bad. Most of the time, I'd say 99.9% of the time, you get good Walter.
Right.
But when you see this,
oh my God,
that is not good Walter.
I cannot believe this dude is right. He comes running up onto the stage. I said, dude. He said, well, I'm sorry. I had to go and everything. Dude, I said, dude, you've been out here all night. He says, I know, but when you have to go, you have to go. I said, I understand all of that. That's why I'm being lenient on you. I understand all of that.
And when he says he's being lenient on you, not so much.
That's strike one.
Yes, not so much, really.
So after he performs this really fine set, really great voice, everything like that, right? He wants to thank Walt for his patience. after he brings that up into the microphone. I was like, dude, don't ever let that happen again.
Just ask Glenn for some Depends.
Yeah. I wish you were that nice to me, Walt.
Attach a Dixie cup or something.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
I got to tell you, though, maybe that's a good tip for people that are going to play at a festival, play outside or whatever. Because last night at TCA, Walter was outside. Mm-hmm. Is make sure you evacuate yourself before you hit the stage.
Okay. Well, you know why everybody uses the restrooms there. They're so beautiful.
Hell, I could live in those restrooms. I mean,
I know.
You know.
And they got secret ones in there that nobody knows about. Look,
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, you go.
Is that where you always disappear to, Walt? The secret restroom?
Yeah.
The Batman restroom?
Yeah, the Batman. The Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave.
That's the golden restroom there, boy.
Glenn, do you have any more clips from Glendale?
So, speaking of this, I was wondering, is there anything that sticks out in either one of your minds as being the most challenging thing that you have faced at a festival that you were involved in?
Well,
I kind of mentioned that before. Getting artists to and from the venue, especially where I was, that was challenging to make sure they were there on time. And
see, that's another whole thing is drivers.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we used to call them. I know what you guys call. We would call them runners.
Yeah,
and generally in a rider, in a performance rider, they would stipulate how many runners you needed for a particular band. The ZZ Top, I bet they wanted 3 or 4 runners.
They did.
All the job of these people is they hang around and they got car keys.
Yeah.
And when the band says, "Hey, I need some Depends," it's
well. Speaking of ZZ Top, they needed a runner for their dogs, so they had their dogs on the bus. Yeah, there is. It's
So
that
did you have the runners there? Or
I did.
Okay.
I did. It was just challenging because like I said, it's one way in and one way out to that venue.
Oh, actually getting.
And yeah.
Okay,
and
I get
some
it.
of them didn't want to be there when I think they should have been there. You've seen my run of shows. I'm pretty strict, and I have to make sure someone leaves 5 hours ahead of time to get back.
She's like a nun.
Okay, so wait a minute. Your run of show is strict, but it's also tight on the time.
It is, but it worked. It
works. It works.
That's because you would hit people if they,
I'll just bump you. If you're not ready to go, you're done.
She's not talking about bumping financially.
No, she'd tase him. She'd tase him.
Tase him.
Bunch of
That's why
people
those.
backstage.
I thought those guys were going on stage because they were shell shocked. It was really they were tased before their event.
Didn't you notice Sultan Barrett when him and I went up for our duo? He was like petrified because I had to tase him a couple times to get
See?
up there. He's my own guitar player.
See what
Yeah.
can happen?
Yep.
What about you, Walter? Is there anything that sticks out in your head as being like, oh, geez?
Well, I think it's a lot of little things that when one department is supposed to have finished something on time and they didn't get that done and we're waiting for that, like say, uh, like you say, just pick on porta potties. They're supposed to be delivered at a certain
Hmm.
time because if they aren't, and the fencing goes up, you got to tear some of that fencing down to bring the porta potties in when things
Big
logistically
hassle.
like that happen. Then the other thing that can be in the beginning is the sticker shock of some of these national touring acts. I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
are you
for
kidding? Are we
sure.
building 5 houses here
For sure.
for this one person? But you never react like that. You kind of
No.
like save that reaction for when you're way off premises and
When
no
you're
one's
in your
around.
office with the door
When
shut,
you
that's
yeah,
when you do
but
it.
when you're
When you're
looking
doing a
at it
podcast 30 years later.
and you're right,
And nobody
when
knows what the hell you did or where you were. They don't
r-
care.
right, and when you're sitting in that conference table, there's 20, 30,
Yeah.
40 people sitting around that thing, and you're going through that price list,
Yeah.
and you say, you go, woo, and you go, like they get that much? I can't believe that I never ask that much when I play.
I
I
know.
should.
Yeah.
I should. I guess I can. I'll try it. I'll try it. You know? You
I'll
Yeah,
go,
take
my
the,
all right.
I'll
writer, my
take the,
writer changed a lot after looking at some of
Oh,
those. I said,
oh,
"Oh
yes, it
wait,
does.
oh."
it's like, I'll
Oh,
take the crumbs that fall off that table, boy.
You know, as we're talking about that and we're picking on porta potties, you know what happened to me in Missouri? And you'd think, coming from Arizona, I would have thought of this, being a native here in the desert. But one of the
umbrella,
shows,
umbrella.
no, no, real, this serious. One of the shows, it ended up being because, like I said, the season there was. I'm gonna hit you, Walt. The season there was May. It was what's first, Memorial or Memorial through Labor Day. Shut up, Glenn. Okay, so it was May through September, right? So it's the hotter months, but it doesn't get as hot there as it does here. But one of our, I think it was the Steve Martin show. It was so hot we ran out of water,
Ooh,
bottled water.
ooh,
Oh, so
It
ooh.
was
that's a bad one. That's
That's
a
a
bad
that is
one.
a
really bad
bad
one.
one. That is a
Yeah.
bad one. And we had to find someone to go run into town and go get more water. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a learning experience.
that that's a trauma almost
It
when
is.
people
It
start
is because
realizing there's no water, and anybody standing there with a half a bottle of water starts looking around at everybody like,
we did have there were two water fountains on premises, but when there's over 8,000 people
yeah.
trying to get to that one
It's a
little
long line.
worse than the bathrooms.
Long
But yeah,
line.
but see, that's another thing. I thought we had that covered, and then it was just the
Oh,
hottest day that year, and it
there
was
is
it was
nothing
bad.
worse. There is nothing worse than sitting down and feeling like you got everything in order and you're always happy. And then the thing starts and you get in there and go, wait a minute, someone didn't do the such and such.
Yeah,
And it's
and
like,
it's always the
it's
small
always the
thing
smallest thing and
that turns into the big thing.
it's gonna ruin everything. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
when you're in charge of a large festival, a large event, um, and what you just talked about, both of you guys reminded me of something that happened when we were promoting shows at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Huge stuff, and I would always start when we had a meeting before everything got started. One of the things I would always say to everybody who was assembled, from the vendors to the people that were in charge of security, whatever, is there's only one thing I can guarantee you about today, and that's something's going to go wrong. We don't know what it is just yet, but I can't guarantee you we're going to make money. I can't guarantee you that 40,000 people are going to show up. But the one thing I can guarantee you is something today is going to go wrong.
Right.
And how
It
we
always
deal with
does.
that is how we're going to be judged when this thing is all said and done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a given. So the worst thing that happened, and it was at one of these shows of the Illinois State Fairgrounds, and I don't know how exactly you would prepare for this. And this was a hard rock show, really hard. It was like Lamb of God, Slipknot, Disturbed. This was, so and it was like late '90s, I think, in through there somewhere. And the show gets underway, no problem. Everything's going fine. And the guy that was the head of security came up to me, and I was in the middle of. The other thing that happens at a show is everybody wants their money generally at the show because promoters have a reputation earned of screwing people. So a lot of times they want their payment, and as Walt said, we're talking about sometimes huge sums of money here. They want it cash, and they want it before they leave. So I was in a right or before. So I was in a room, and this was the room where there was a lot of cash in this room. Because, I mean, some of these people are getting $30, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 plus, cash. And the security guy knocks on the door and whatnot, comes in and says, I need you right now. And I'm like, well, we're kind of in the middle of stuff. And he said, I need you right now. Pulls me out of the room. And I said, all right, so what the hell is so important? He says, well, someone got hurt out there. And I'm like, okay, what kind of hurt? He said, well, so during the show, one of the openers, the guy was standing on top of one of our vehicles, had climbed up on top of one of our trucks, and he was shooting bottle rockets out of his ass.
Oh.
And I'm like,
this has got to be.
And I'm like,
you sure that wasn't you?
Oh no.
That's why he wears the pins. That's why he wears the pins.
I learned my lesson long ago before this.
Now we know. How do you handle that?
My God.
I mean,
I said, all right, but what kind of injury? How did this happen? He said, it happened because when the guy went up on the top of the truck and was shooting the bottle rockets out of his butt, someone thought it would be funny to turn the bottle rocket the other way.
Oh my God.
I thought you were going to say something like this. I
am not making this up. This is a true story. 100%. So the ambulance comes and this guy gets carted away.
Was he a performer?
No.
Oh.
But
he was performing.
I knew him.
You knew.
I wouldn't have admitted that. But.
Tangentially, I knew him. I knew of him. I knew him. And anyway, so later on in the day, as the festival is going on, I asked someone. I said, I'm not even going to say his first name, but no. I said, "How's such and such doing?"
And they say
and he
no
said,
longer
"Well,
a tight ass."
Well,
show's over.
Next week on the Desert Vibe will be.
The show's over. It's over.
Oh gosh!
I used to be a tight ass. He's easy going now, man. It's like, and it's easy going. Huh?
He's loosened up a lot. Matter of fact, he's got a bag.
He's lost his grip on life, right?
I said, so how's he doing? He said, not so good. And
Talk about a colon cleanser.
I said, well, what hospital is he in? He told me what hospital he's in. I said, all right. I said, I'll go visit him when this is all said and it's all over. So so the show ends, and there were no other incidents or whatnot. But I go visit this guy in the hospital, and I'm just going to make up a name. And so I said, so and
Walter.
he's all doped up and whatever. And I go,
That's what he was when he was doing that.
I said, Sam, I said, what the hell were you thinking? And he said, Glenn, I gave my ass to the cause. And I'm like, and the doctor was standing there. So I said to the doctor, I said, well, I said, how bad is this? And the doctor says,
don't be around him when he passes gas.
He says the official diagnosis is severe rectal trauma. Like, oh, that's horrible. That's awful.
SRT, a new trauma.
So get this. So the guy ends up suing us.
Shut up.
He ends up suing us.
And you knew him.
Oh, I knew him.
That's what happens. What happens.
So he ends up. So I get a call from our insurance company.
Oh God.
About a month after this incident. And the insurance guy says, he says, I got this form in front of me about something that happened at one of your shows.
For SRT.
And there's a lawsuit involved. And it says the reason for this lawsuit is severe rectal trauma. And I'm like, and then he starts laughing. And he said, did Pete put you up to this? I mean, did Pete in underwriting put you guys up to this? I mean, and I'm like, no.
No.
It's real.
And he said,
story.
So he said, how at a festival event does someone sue you for severe rectal trauma? What precipitated this then? And I said, well, there's a guy on top of our vehicle and he's shooting bottle rockets. So I'm very matter of fact. So there's a guy and he climbs up on one of our vehicles and he's shooting bottle rockets out of his ass. And, well, none of it, it did not end well.
Are you still friends with the person?
He's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Seriously?
Yeah, that didn't kill him.
Okay.
Something else.
What was his next idea?
I can only imagine what his next little issue was.
Something else.
I cannot believe that. But see, that's
that's
why you got to have insurance.
That's a real story.
Oh,
that happened.
I
Just
can't believe this.
Just that way. Just that way.
Can you imagine the scenario of saying that's exactly how you lost your life and you're sitting there at the gates going, they're doing a review, say,
so I was on top of a vehicle and I was shooting fireworks out of my butt.
Yeah.
And St. Peter goes,
For reals? You was really doing that?
If St. Peter says, do it again, I want to see it.
Gotta see
I want to see that.
We got some bottle rockets up here.
I want to see.
So Jamie Ray, when you say that you want to plan a festival,
yes,
this is why I want nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I love doing it, though. I love it. I love it.
I'll tell you what. If we do a festival, now that we've heard this story, we got to have an asshole clause in the contract.
Banned.
SRT clause.
It will not be covered It will not be covered.
You know what, Glenn? That's a good point to bring up because there is a lot. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly,
And then
And
there's this.
that.
and then there's us.
Hey, look who is at the Glendale Folk and Heritage Festival. She looks familiar from somewhere. So what do you think of the festival?
Love it. It is amazing. I am so glad I volunteered my time. I'm having a blast, and the musicians, amazing. They're amazing. I love it. I'm gonna have to play next year and MC.
Yes,
I
you
love
are.
it. I love it.
So what do they have you doing down here?
I'm just MCing on stages. I was scheduled at 2, but Eric saw me this morning and they had someone not show up and he threw me on a stage, and I'm glad he did because I saw some of the greatest artists that I probably would have missed out on. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. I was in charge of weather this year.
Well, Glenn, it's a little too warm for me, but it's still nice. I can't
Weren't you
complain.
born here?
I was born here, but I left many times.
Aye, aye, aye. Here, let's go to...
We're missing somebody, but you know, Walt's
It
busy.
doesn't matter.
And then there's us.
And then there's that. SRT.
I really love the rush of it. I love it.
Okay.
I love the thrill of the good, the bad, and the ugly in that. It's
Well,
just,
you know what?
it's fun for me.
It is fun. And that's the other part that is the bigger part of it, because when it's over, you have to decompress from it.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
And that can take a little
That takes a
while.
weekend.
It can take more than that. But when you're
It
planning
does.
these things out for a
It
year
does. It does.
and you're going to do it yearly, you decompress for about maybe a week or two,
Yeah.
because you've already started getting ideas before you even put the first one on about the next one that you want. Because if it's generating interest, people want to say, "Hey, can I be on that?" And this one's booked, but you can get booked a year or two out,
You can,
and
absolutely.
very
Well, in
easy,
between
especially on.
doing the yearly festivals, I was doing concerts on weekends too.
Right.
Like not just personally, but
Yeah.
I mean both. So
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
there's a lot, and I want to do it, and
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'll
I've,
attend.
I've got. Oh, you're gonna be
Just
part
don't
of
be
it.
the guy on the truck.
Well,
I'll
he
attend.
probably wants to be.
Yeah.
I can't
We'll,
buy
we'll
insurance
just gotta,
anymore.
we'll just make sure that we'll just make sure the bottle rockets or whatever they are safe or something. I
Hey,
don't-
this will come as a shock, but that company dropped us.
Like I don't
They
understand.
didn't want our business anymore.
I bet they didn't.
They did.
Yeah.
They dropped
You know
us.
what, Walt? We better take this into account. We can't put his name on anything
I
because
don't.
they're gonna
Yeah.
go Glenn Garner. No, no,
They
no.
got my
Remember.
picture.
They, hey, they're gonna think he was the guy.
They probably do. You know, he didn't want to mention the name, and he does wear
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's
Yeah.
more to this story.
I think
Oh,
so.
believe me, there's more to this story.
Oh, there is.
I didn't tell you guys the half of it, but there's lawyers, there's
Oh
my
God.
gosh.
Hey, that could be a series right there.
That could be.
Oh my God, yeah. But
Well,
see,
yeah.
this is the kind of fun that you can have. But we should probably wrap this
Yeah.
up. But
Yeah.
this
This podcast has really been a fun one.
it has.
We could be
It's
here all
been.
night,
It's brought.
man.
I'm gonna have to go seek
We
therapy
lost
afterwards.
people
It's
like
brought up a
5
lot
hours
of.
ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit with my therapist for a while because this has brought up all kinds of
Trauma.
horrible memories and whatnot. But you know,
Well,
there were
for me, I'm excited to now put this new festival together, the Desert Vibe. So,
I'm excited for you to
I'm
do all
getting
the
on
work too.
oh, I'm gonna be.
But we should. There are many great festivals yet to come this year. So
Yes,
let's
indeed.
do a quick whip around if you guys are up for
Sure.
it. And Jamie Ray, you can say what you've now become not really famous for, but
Famous.
quasi
I think she's
famous.
Yeah.
Quasi.
All right, everybody, coming to you live from the Desert Vibe. This is live, loud, and local.
Right on.
Right here in April, we have Country Thunder out here coming up in April. It is the 19th or the 9th through the 12th, April 9th through the 12th, 2026, right out here in Florence. It is one of the biggest events in the West Coast for country music, and over 100,000 people show up daily for this event out
That's
here, a
crazy.
4-day event. It's a
Yep.
crazy, great event, good times. So look that up. We also have coming up
There'll be
right now.
people shooting rockets out of. It's
They
it's
really,
nutty.
but the difference is these are country folk. We know what we're doing.
Oh, okay. Done it before.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
In March 21st
Be using
is
Roman candles.
March 21st is Boots in the Park. And
Okay.
my favorite, Keith Urban, is headlining. So there's
Mm.
still tickets available for that. If you want to go see that,
He
that's in
plays a
Philly.
nice guitar, that guy.
Oh my
That Keith
goodness.
Urban guy.
Plays a few guitars, a few nice guitars. So come on out and see those. And right now, that's the biggest stuff going on right now. Actually, the Irish Cowboy out in Florence is having a big party for what's March 17th? St.
St.
Patrick's Day.
Patrick's Day, yes.
I wish I knew the date. I don't, but look up Irish Cowboy out
Might
in
it be St.
Florence.
Patrick's Day?
No, it's not on the actual day because that's a weekday. I think it's the weekend
It's a
before.
Tuesday. The St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day is the Tuesday.
I could be
this year.
wrong. I don't think it is on the Tuesday, but Irish Cowboy in Florence, look it up. They're having a big party out on the street, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So
Okay.
that's all I got. Live, loud, and local. How about you, Walt?
Okay, live, loud, and local in Tempe. Oh my God. This weekend, next weekend coming up, April 17th through the 19th, we have the Reggae Rise Up event taking place at the Tempe Town Lake. And this Reggae Rise Up Festival tours the entire United States, and
Right.
Arizona is one of the locations picked. And the Tempe Town Lake is a beautiful spot for it. They've been out there in the past, and it's a successful event. And so it's happening Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. And each one of those nights has some wonderful, wonderful headliners on it. The Friday night, Dirty Heads and Soja are the ones that are headlining it. And then they've got, Fortunate Youth on that one, as well as Atmosphere, the other groups. And then there's some local, well, not local acts to Arizona, but some up and coming acts that will also be on that stage with them. And then on Saturday night, the headliner is Slightly Stupid and De La Soul. And on that stage with them will be a group called Fayuca. And Fayuca is an Arizona group, and they are out of the Glendale area. So I've been following them through the God, I'm thinking of the record label that's out here. I've been following them for quite a while. Sunday night, this is the big one. Revolution and Stephen Marley. Those are going to be the headliners. But also on the stage that night will be Collie Buddz. And we used to play a lot of Collie Buddz music when we were performing. And my favorite folks, Steel Pulse. They're going to be there on that Sunday. So I think that Sunday night's going to be an incredible closer. A lot of people head out to this event and everything. So there's a
Big one.
website that you can go to, and it's Reggae Rise Up Arizona. You look onto that part of it, and they'll give you all of the instructions on how to buy tickets and the parking in the area, how to get to and fro. Fortunately, it's located in an area where you can get a lot of public transit to it. There's also parking garages in the vicinity, and it's a great place if you just take like a Waymo or a Lyft or something of that nature and get dropped off and don't have to worry about driving or anything. Light rail goes right by it as well, so you can come in from any part of the valley, and so you can come in there and party on the way home and party on the way back, and not have to worry about driving and that kind of thing. So Reggae Rise Up here in Arizona is happening. And another feature that's going to be taking place throughout the year is Arizona, or Mill Avenue, has decided to commemorate all of the musicians who have played in clubs, some of them that are no longer there, and they put plaques in. They're going to put plaques in the sidewalk honoring
Cool.
the musicians, and yours truly, I already have one there, and Hans Olsen and the Gin Blossoms, ours are already mounted in, and we start a series of meetings here at the end of this month, to continue on with that going all the way down Mill Avenue. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So it'll be a nice tourist destination to come and check out some of the bands that have made it, and some of the bands that were very, very popular here to the culture of music. So that's what I have live, loud, and local happening in
Right
Tempe,
on.
Arizona.
My plaque is going on a porta potty
Right with the depends.
at
Right
the
on the
Innings
box of
Festival
Depends.
or whatever.
Boy,
But
Glenn, I would not be surprised if your face was like that Gerber baby face that's on a box of Depends after a while. I would not, because we're just messing around. And Jamie Ray's face would be on a bag of Twizzles or Twizzles. What do you
Oh
call
no,
this stuff?
don't ever say that. Red
What is it?
vines.
red
Red
vines,
vines. Red vines.
yeah.
Yeah.
I made them famous. I couldn't. I had to go to 3 different stores to find some this weekend.
Life's a
Glenn,
bitch.
what's live, loud, and local in your neck of the woods?
Well, you know what? The focus was on the West Valley for sure. In front of the show that we're recording right now, and is really kind of switched down to the East Valley and Tempe. But we've always got a lot going on here, and other parts of Arizona too. The Flagstaff Folk Festival happens in June. And it's similar to the Glendale Festival in its kind of organization. A great place for a lot of people to play. And if you just Google search the Flagstaff Folk Festival, you can find out when they're going to actually be asking people to apply to play
It should
there.
be soon.
The Tucson Folk Festival is coming up in the middle of April. That one is already booked. But it is a super festival in Tucson and a great festival to go watch. And that's in the middle of April. But again, if you Google search the Tucson Folk Festival, you'll get to see an overview of what's going on down there. And they do a very, very nice job with that festival. It's a big one. And there's a full slate in the West Valley of open mics. Seems like more kind of cropping up almost on a daily basis. And a good place to get information on open mics is to go to AZ Open Mics and Jams on Facebook. And they have a pretty extensive listing of, on a daily basis, what's going on in the valley. If you just want to get up on a stage and play, there's certainly a whole lot of opportunity there. So do check that out. And before we take off today, I just wanted to mention, because Jamie Ray was mowing on a red vines there. We had this discussion the other day about red vines versus the far superior Twizzler product. And of course, I am a proponent, supporter, and consumer of Twizzlers.
I'm surprised you like
Jane-
plastic so much.
Jamie Ray prefers the red vine.
Real deal.
And the other day, I was going out to my car here at Casa del Gardener, as we like to call the compound here. And I'm about to get in the car in my driveway, and in my driveway, and this is so weird. At my feet, on the ground in my driveway, is an empty red vines package.
Yes, it made it. I had a
Empty.
drone deliver it.
This is a true story, and I'm thinking,
I love that.
parallel universe.
See?
What the heck is going on here? I look around. I'm thinking, ooh, this is
Alternate reality.
this is weird. This is some weird stuff, Maynard.
Jump on board.
This is some weird.
The next Blindsider Bash
stuff.
is going to be sponsored by Red Vines.
Hey, I wanted to jump in real quick and add something to what you're talking about there, Glenn, in terms of some events. We were going to have Jordy on here. We get her rescheduled for another time. but she's putting on an event.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
called the Pixie Beast Music Festival. And
Yeah,
this is the
that's right.
first annual one, and it's 2 full days of awesome music. You can go to the Pixie
Other than one act.
pixiebeastmusicfest.com and get your tickets. This is going to be out on, I guess it's going to be on North Arizona Highway, just before you get into Payson. And there's a lot of great
It's like
bands.
it's up at Roosevelt Lake, and it's so pretty up there.
And yeah, in that area. So they have, man, they have a lot of great local bands on it. You got the Steady Kind, you got the Joker Z, you got the Waters, Sugar Thieves are on it, Kaleidoscope, Red Rocks. I'm going to be on it. There's Melanie's Children, which is Melanie, the mother of
Jordy
Jordy's mother,
and her brother.
right, and her brother. So yeah, it's trashy, and you have the Harvest playing. The Last Train to Juarez, and Traveler. Traveler's going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and this is the weekend of March 14th and 15th. So that's happening. That's boom to boom.
Yeah,
And
that,
you might
that,
want
that's
to get
gonna
up there.
that's gonna be a fun one. Jake's Corner, that's where that's happening. Jake's
Yeah,
Corner.
Jake's Corner Bar, and
Yeah,
that's located. Well, it has the address up here, but it's
it's
57564 North Arizona Highway. That's Highway 188, Payson, Arizona. I guess they call it Payson because
yeah, it's like it's like
Payson.
right off the beeline.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
it's a very cool place. It's a very
Yeah,
cool place. That
and
that
so
should be fun. I'll bring the bottle rockets. So it'll be a blast. Are you okay, Jamie Ray? It looked like you were.
I almost died from a red vine.
See, I warned you.
what did you? What was
I
going on?
warned you.
She went off screen for a minute.
Went down the wrong side.
Oh,
Did Jeremy have to Heimlich you?
The dog did.
the
Oh.
dog did.
The dog
Well,
started jumping on my back.
so
Don't want to
well,
pull a
that's
Mama Cass on us here.
Oh,
yo, seriously, yeah, can't be having that.
Well, I
Hey,
think we've pretty much, if anybody is still out there
hanging
watching,
out
I'm
there, right?
pretty shocked,
Right.
amazed.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Most of you have survived, but I think that's going to. This is the point in the program at which I will say my name, and then Jamie Ray will say her name, and then Walter will say his name, and then something profound. And then I think what I'll do is then I'll play a little other clip of something that happened in Glendale. And then you all can go about your daily business and routine as you normally would. So
Right.
Right on.
I'm Glenn Gardner.
I'm Jamie Ray.
I'm Walt Richardson, and until we meet again, you be good to yourself, take care of one another, and let's give peace a chance.
To the old home place. Why did they tear it down?